In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set your art show up like a pro and how to avoid 10 common mistakes people make when starting out. The first mistake is not being organized enough. You need to organize your inventory. Organization is crucial to your success. This way, you'll know exactly where something is the moment someone shows interest in it. You need to create a simple way of organizing your inventory so you can transport it in and out of the show with minimal damage. Things like a furniture dolly, blankets, and other packing supplies are a must. The second mistake is not requesting a booth placement. Generally, it's common practice for most shows to let you request a booth placement. If you have a chance to request a booth, you're going to want to request one that's in the general flow of traffic. People rarely go down dead ends. Just like herd animals. They're all sheep, man! That island spot that's really close to the stage might seem like a good idea because you'll be part of the action, right? But you'll be half deaf by the end of the show, and half of the people that walk to your booth will wonder why you were yelling at them. And if you're bummed because they put your booth next to the bathroom, think again. Your booth is gonna have traffic all day. Should I do a corner or an inline booth? Corners always cost more and you're gonna lose some wall space, but you'll have increased visibility from multiple directions. I myself always prefer corners. Pro tip, you're gonna wanna remain flexible with your setup so you can take advantage of a corner if your neighbor doesn't show up. This happens more often than you may think. Usually the event appreciates you filling in the space. They don't want it to look like people didn't show up for their event. Third mistake, too much booth too soon. A standard booth size is 10 feet by 10 feet. To some artists, 10 by 10 seems very limiting. But why spend the money on a double when you can use vertical space? There's nothing in the rulebook that says you can't go high. That's generally how I spot a pro. How tall is their tent, and do they use pro panels? Basically carpeted walls. Often when you see a tall tent, it's a trimline tent. These tents look nice and are clearly well made, but they can cost anywhere from $1,800 to $4,000. Yuck. Pro tip, buy a cheap easy up tent and buy some 1-inch square metal. You can make your own extra tall legs from this material and you can drill your holes at your desired heights. This gives you the height of a trimline at a fraction of the cost. And when it comes time to replace your easy up, you can just reuse the legs. Wait, is he assuming that we all have access to that sort of equipment? Not everybody has a metal shop in their garage. It's a valid criticism and I'll get to the perfect solution in a minute. Fourth mistake, your visibility and burying your work inside your booth. You're gonna want as much of your work visible from the walkway as possible. It may come as a surprise, but you can't expect people to actually walk into your tent. It can be an uncomfortable thing. Hey stranger, welcome to the art show. Come on in. I got art and some candy in here. Creepy. You need to create an open and relaxed atmosphere, no expectations. Greet people as they walk up and then back off. If you're too eager, people are gonna bounce. The fifth mistake is not labeling your prices. Rookie move. You're gonna wanna clearly label all of your pricing. Most people just casually walking by won't ask because if it's out of their price range, they don't wanna look cheap. If you feel like your original painting is worth $1,000, that's awesome. Own it by making the price visible. At the end of the day, the value of art is subjective, and by clearly labeling your pricing, it projects your confidence as an artist. Number 6 is forgetting tools. When something goes wrong in your booth, you need tools on site to help you fix the problem. I can't tell you how many times my whole display was saved because I had some duct tape. Number 7, weights. And more importantly, not having enough weight. You're gonna wanna make your setup as light as possible, but not too light. This is my favorite style, DIY. Buy a PVC pipe and one of these screw eyes, fill the thing with concrete and seal it up. Trust me when I say you don't wanna risk being underweighted. Your tent can literally blow away. Big yikes. I've experienced all types of weather in these things. All that weather? Is this really the best way of fighting the rise of the machines? Whoa, are we doing Terminator again? No, not Terminator, but if it were, I'd be like the John Connor. Isaac, Skynet isn't real, and the machines aren't coming for your art career. Everything's gonna be fine. That's exactly what I'm saying. Skynet's already better than most humans at making art, but it'll never want to do art festivals. So I'm going to show people how to sell their work at art festivals and thus become the savior. Did you just say savior? You only got 100 views on your last YouTube video. I don't think you're going to be the leader of the rebellion anytime soon. You know what? I don't think art festivals are worth it. Maybe I'll just sell my work on Instagram. Which brings me to number 8, depending too much on social media to sell your work. Social media is a terrible place to gather data. Algorithms are promoting trends and people who pay for exposure, not necessarily originality. Some of my most popular designs at shows perform horribly on Instagram. So if you're not having luck selling your artwork via social media, don't let it get you down. Keep making the work that you're proud of and take it to events instead of changing your vision for the algorithm. The 9th mistake is not being able to take credit cards. These days, you have to be able to take credit cards at your booth. I've been at this a while, and a large majority of my sales go through credit cards. Cash-only vendors are a dying breed. It's very important that you remember to upload the proper sales tax into the app before each show. I'll leave a link in my description for my referral code for Square. If you use it, we both get free credit card processing for up to $1,000. Pretty sweet. The 10th mistake is being too eager to sell your work at these festivals. I've done this for 14 years. I've tried every sales pitch there is, but what I've found is it's best to let your work speak for itself and just focus on having a positive interaction with people. Share your personality and just try to make genuine connections. Chances are they're at this event because they're creative as well. You probably have more in common with them than you think. You're showing your work, but ask them about their work. Ask what their medium is and how long they've been at it. You'll have a new friend in no time. Making these connections will always be beneficial. Pro tip, in my opinion, the best way of breaking the ice with customers is by offering them something for free. I myself offer people a free tarot card from the deck I designed, but stickers or other small branded items might be perfect for you. You remember our metal pole dilemma? Well, likely you'll meet someone who works with metal or does welding at these events, and they may be gracious enough to help you out. I told you I'd get back to it. It's really important that you remember that you don't need to get everything perfect on your first go. Just get out there and learn as much as you can, trial by fire. I will say that at a minimum, you're gonna need one of those canopy tents or a lot of sunscreen. When I was first getting started, I didn't have one of those tents. Serious yowza. But by far the biggest mistake you can make is not getting out there and showing your work at these events. Your fear of looking silly is holding you back. Thanks so much for watching. Now go watch some of my other art festival videos. Does the hat look ridiculous? Good. Oh wait, I have to walk in. Can you see me?